All right, guys, we're going to show you another tactic here. I like to call herding the sheep. So this one involves tank shock. You can find all your tank shock rules on page 92. You also, when doing this, you need to read the death or glory rules also on page 92. You got to be strongly aware of death or glory because when you try to tank shock a unit, they can choose to death or glory you. So just make sure you know how death or glory works before trying this, and only do this if there's not a great chance of them being able to. Or even if it's risky, if you're just risking a 35-point rhino and it's going to be something that could turn the tide of the game, might be worth risking anyway. But definitely make sure you check those rules out. So the way tank shock works, you pick a tank to use it, it can't move. You turn to face the enemy unit that you're tank shocking and you aim the tank. So there's no particular part of the unit you have to aim it at, that's your choice. Then, after pre-measuring, so you can pre-measure, you declare a number of inches that this tank is going to move, and it moves that far, and it can't overlap enemy models. Now these enemy models have to take a leadership check. If they fail, they flee. It's just as if they failed a morale check. If they pass, then they have to move and maintain coherency where they're all at least 1 inch away from this tank where it's being placed. So I'm going to declare 7 inches, which should put my tank essentially right over the top of these 5 models. The reason I'm doing this is by placing them here, if they pass their leadership check, it's going to force these models, who are all nicely spaced out and hiding from the Scorpus Whirlwind and these flamer guys, it's going to force them to clump up to make a much juicier target for my template weapons. So I'll declare 7 inches. Let's say these guys pass their morale check. I place my tank here. These guys now have to move to where they're at least 1 inch away while maintaining coherency of this tank. So as you can see, they're now more clumped up, and I forced this unit, which was out of flamer range, into flamer range on these guys. What's cool about this, if I had more than one rhino, you could continually tank shock one flank, and not only are you constantly making them take morale checks, which they could fail because every one that you drive at them, they have to take a separate check for, but even if they're passing, you're herding them more and more into a clump that you can then get more guys under a blast template or more guys under your flamer templates.